Welcome to our Organic Chemistry YouTube channel. In this chapter, we will discuss Organic Chemistry of Carbohydrates Part 3, that is Reactions and Structural Elucidation of Glucose. Here, I have focused for higher secondary and UG level students. Reactions of glucose. Glucoseல ரெண்டு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இருக்கு, open chain as well as closed chain. Here we will discuss the open chain form of glucose. First one is oxidation. Bromine, here you use bromine. Bromine is a mild oxidizing agent. On mild oxidation of D-glucose with bromine water, we get a monocarboxylic acid. Here D-glucose reacts with bromine water, which is a mild oxidizing agent. We get D-gluconic acid. D-gluconic acid, if we see the structure, CHO aldehyde is converted to acid. The reaction takes place at the first carbon atom only. The remaining 5 carbon atoms are left as it is. Drastic oxidation of D-glucose with concentrated nitric acid yields dicarboxylic acid, D-glucaric acid or D-glucosaccharic acid. Both are same. D-glucose on drastic oxidation with nitric acid, that is strong oxidation, we get D-glucaric acid. Look at the product. The reaction takes place at the first and the sixth carbon atom only. At the first carbon atom, CHO is converted to COOH, that is the oxidation is taking place, and at the sixth carbon atom, CH2OH is converted to COOH. Here also the oxidation is taking place. Now we will see reduction. Mild reduction of D-glucose with sodium borohydride gives D-sorbitol. D-glucose, this is sodium borohydride, NaBH4 gives D-sorbitol. Here the reaction takes place at the first carbon atom only. CHO is being reduced to CH2OH, that is only one hydrogen atom is being added with the CHO and the remaining 5 carbon atoms are left as it is. Drastic reduction of glucose with hydrochloric acid and red phosphorus yields N-hexane. This is the structure of glucose. Hydrochloric acid and red phosphorus gives N-hexane, that is 6 carbon atoms are present in the straight chain. So we give the name N-hexane. Reduction of hydrogen cyanide. D-glucose reacts with hydrogen cyanide to form two epimeric cyanohydrins. D-glucose reacts with hydrogen cyanide. We'll get D-manocyanohydrin and D-glucose cyanohydrin. D-glucose, this is the structure of glucose. C double bond O is present at the first carbon atom as the C1 and C2 contain single bond. Single bond மட்டுமே இருக்கிறதுனால rotation of this bond is possible. This C double bond O may be present in the left hand side also as well as in the right hand side also. This reacts with hydrogen cyanide. This oxygen and this hydrogen will combine together to form OH, and this Cn will be attached to the top corner of this carbon atom. So we will get D-manocyanohydrin. Okay, next we'll imagine the C double bond O is present at the left hand side. So this O and this H will combine together and we will get OH at the left hand side and the remaining Cn will be attached to the top corner of the carbon atom. So we get two products, that is D-manocyanohydrin and D-glucoscyanohydrin, which are epimers. Reaction with hydroxylamine. D-glucose undergoes a condensation reaction with hydroxylamine to form an oxime called D-glucose oxime. This is D-glucose. This is hydroxylamine, that is NH2OH. We'll get D-glucose oxime. Oxime, this is the functional group of oxime, C double bond NOH. D-glucose combines with hydroxylamine NH2OH. Here, this oxygen and these two hydrogen atoms combines together and eliminates as water molecule, and then the remaining NOH will be attached with this double bond and will get C double bond NOH. This is the functional group for oxime. Reaction with semicarbazide. D-glucose undergoes a condensation reaction with semicarbazide to form D-glucose semicarbazole. This is glucose. It reacts with semicarbazide NH2, NHCO, NH2. This oxygen and this two hydrogen combines together and eliminates as water molecule, and then we will get this product. This double bond is left here. N, this N, NH, CO, NH2. We will get D-glucose semicarbazole. Reaction with phenylhydrazine, that is ozone formation. D-glucose reacts with phenylhydrazine to give the soluble D-glucose phenylhydrazone. In presence of excess of phenylhydrazine, it forms glucosazone, aniline and ammonia. This is D-glucose. It reacts with phenylhydrazine. The reaction takes place at the two carbon atom, that is 1 and 2, and we will get the glucosazone. This is very important question which may be asked frequently for your exams. Now we will discuss the mechanism. The first formed phenylhydrazone here undergoes rearrangement through a cyclic intermediate. This is the cyclic intermediate. Now we will see the first step. This is D-glucose. For our convenience, I have simplified the structure. First one is CHO and the second carbon is CHOH, C2. This combines with phenylhydrazine C6H5NH2. This oxygen and these two hydrogen atoms combines with each other and eliminate as water molecule. We will get this structure CH double bond N NH C6H5. That is shown here. And the second carbon atom we can write as H and OH. Remaining we have mentioned here. Okay, this is going to undergo rearrangement. We will get the cyclic intermediate. We will see how the cyclic intermediate is formed. This bond is shifted to this carbon-carbon atom, and this is shifted to this nitrogen atom, and this hydrogen is added to this nitrogen atom. Okay, we will get this structure. C double bond C, this NH. Here also NHC6H5 and COH. Here a new hydrogen bonding is formed between this nitrogen and the hydrogen atom. Okay, this is going to undergo rearrangement at three places. Here this bond is going to shift here, and here bond is going to break here, and new bond is going to form here. Also a bond is going to break here. Okay, we will get CH double bond NH. Okay, next C double bond O at the second carbon. Remaining we have shown here. Okay, next another molecule of phenylhydrazine is going to react with this oxygen and this hydrogen will eliminate as water molecule, and the structure is formed like this. And one more phenylhydrazine is going to react with this first carbon atom. Ammonia is going to eliminate here NH3. This N, this two hydrogen and one more hydrogen is going to eliminate at this position. CH double bond N, the remaining NH C6H5 is added here. This is the structure of glucosazone. This is the very important question which can be frequently asked for your exams. D-glucose react with acetic anhydride in presence of pyridine. You will get D-glucose pentaacetate or pentaacetyl glucose, both are same. D-glucose reacts with acetyl chloride CH3COCl. This chlorine atom and this hydrogen atom present at the hydroxyl group will combine each other, eliminate as HCl. Here, which group will be added? OCOCH3 can be added in all 5 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, we have simply written it as OAC at 5 positions. AC is equal to COCH3. We will get pentaacetyl glucose. Because glucose contains 5 OH group, we will get pentaacetyl glucose. Reaction with alkali in weakly alkaline solution. that is sodium hydroxide glucose undergoes to give a reaction mixture of D-mannose, D-glucose and D-fructose. All the three will obtain as a reaction mixture D-glucose and D-fructose, here D-mannose. We will discuss the structural elucidation of glucose. That is, we are going to elucidate the structure of glucose. Actually, we don't know the structure. We are going to elucidate the structure of glucose. Okay. First one is elemental analysis. The molecular weight of glucose is C6H12O6. Second step, reduction of glucose with hydrochloric acid and red phosphorus gives N-hexane. N-hexane, here the 6 carbon atoms are present in the straight chain. So glucose may contain the 6 carbon atom which is present in the straight chain without any branches. Third one is D-glucose reacts with hydroxylamine NH2OH to give oxime. So glucose may contain the aldehyde group present at the terminal position. Fourth reaction, D-glucose reacts with hydrogen cyanide to give cyanohydrin. The addition product of D-glucose cyanohydrin and D-mannose-cyanohydrin. D-glucose reacts with hydrogen cyanide, will get D-glucose cyanohydrin and D-mannose-cyanohydrin. This reaction also shows the presence of aldehyde group present at the first position. If CH2 is present at the first position, it can react with hydrogen cyanide and form the addition product D-glucose cyanohydrin and D-mannose-cyanohydrin. Fifth one is D-glucose mild oxidation with bromine water will get D-gluconic acid C6H12O7. D-glucose reacts with bromine will get D-gluconic acid monocarboxylic acid, that is only one oxygen is added at this position. This indicates the presence of aldehyde group. It is oxidized to acid by gaining only one oxygen atom. So the aldehyde is present at one end of the carbon chain. We can conclude like this. D-glucose on strong oxidation with nitric acid gives glucaric acid and dicarboxylic acid. D-glucose, nitric acid will get D-glucaric acid. Okay. Here C1 of glucose contains CHO. It is oxidized to COH. Okay. Here we'll get dicarboxylic acid. So the carbon which is present at the last position also oxidized to COOH. C6H12O6, here C6H10O8. Here two oxygen atoms are gained and two hydrogen atoms are lost. So, the last carbon atom may contain the primary alcohol group CH2OH, which is converted to COOH on oxidation with nitric acid. Next one is D-glucose reduces ammoniacal silver nitrate Tollens reagent and cupric ion filling solution to red cuprous oxide and metallic silver respectively. This reaction confirms the presence of terminal aldehyde group. Next one is D-glucose reacts with acetic anhydride in presence of pyridine gives glucose pentaacetate. Since glucose pentaacetate is formed, the glucose may contain the 5-hydroxyl group in its molecule. From the above reactions, we conclude D-glucose is a aldohexose. That is, it contains aldehyde group at the first position and it contains 6 carbon atoms, so it is called as aldohexose. Also, it has 4 asymmetric carbon atoms at C2, C3, C4 and C5. The structure of D-glucose is shown here. Thank you.